All right, class, welcome. This is going to be the course overview for our ESE Technology course. So I would like to go ahead and direct your attention to the top of this. This is my name. I am Mr. Bradford. Right next to that, you are going to see my email address. One thing I want you to notice about the email address is that it is BRADFODB. It's not Bradford. That might be a little bit confusing. So just go ahead and send it. My email address is the easiest and surest way to get hold of me, bar none. If you send me a phone call, I don't always get to answer my check the voicemail, and I may not answer the phone anyhow. But I check my email first thing every morning. I check my email before I leave school. I check my email at lunch. So if you're absent, you're sick, you just have something you want to ask me that comes into your mind at 12 o'clock at night, send me an email and I will get back to you as soon as I check my email. I might even respond to you at 12 o'clock at night, but that's probably not going to happen. I hope not. Next is my website, and this is the basic website that all the teachers at the school have. I'll be honest, I don't use that website much at all. We're going to be using a site called Moodle, and Moodle is a site which basically it's like a classroom online. I'm going to be able to upload information and documents for you. If I pretty much hand it out in class, it's going to be on that website for you to go ahead and download later on. So that's something your parents can use as well. And last but not least, I also have a Twitter feed. This is just directly for the school, and here's the deal, guys. We're busy. Some of you guys have a busier life than I do. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and put out both a Twitter feed, and also I have an application I'm going to show you in a little bit that puts out a direct text, broadcast text to everybody. And when we have an assignment coming up or something like that, I'm just going to go ahead and send that out to everybody. So if your parents are signed up on it or you're signed up for it, you're going to get that tweet, and you might also get the announcement, and it'll remind you that you need to bring supplies, you need to bring an assignment or something like that. For those of you that really like using a planner or something, great, but this is just another way for you and your parents to stay in contact and kind of know what's going on. So what is the ESE technology? Good question. All right. ESE technology is an overview for the electives that will be provided for the 8th and 9th graders for the CTE group. Each section of the class is a small taste of what is provided in the other electives. If you enjoy what is covered in this class, consider taking a more in-depth elective in 8th or 9th grade. I teach about 4 to 5 different classes with different things, all the way from pre-engineering to video production to a typing class. I mean, it covers a wide range. So what my goal is kind of give you a little bit of taste of everything that I offer. So when you guys become 8th and 9th graders, you may want to take some of the classes that I offer and kind of follow some of your interests in that way. What should you bring to class? Required materials. Guys should always have a pen or pencil with you and some sort of writing material. If you are bringing your 3-ring binder, which you should be bringing to every single class, this carries pretty much everything that you're going to need. And if I hand out a piece of paper to you, it should be going into this 3-ring binder. So when we're done with this talk and I'm done going over this sheet, I would like you to take this, you notice it's already 3-hole punched, and go ahead and just put it in your binder so you're going to have it all the way through the semester. If I hand you a piece of paper that does not have a 3-hole punch in it, I've got a 3-hole punch in the back of the room that you can use as well. Just go ahead and wait until the appropriate time in class so you can go ahead and do that. For grading policies. All right, I'm going to grade you in a lot of different ways. I'll be doing quizzes, I'll be doing tests, I'm going to be doing projects, primarily projects for you to work on. So if you're not much of a test taker or anything like that, I'm going to provide you other ways to go ahead and show your knowledge. If you ever feel like you're not getting the grade that you deserve and you know the material better than I'm showing it, you have 2 options. One, you can come to me and talk, and I might be able to find a different way to assess what you know. Or in this class, if you get anything less than a score of a 3, and I'm going to be covering what a 3 actually is, if you get any score less than a 3, then you can retake the assignment and redo it if you want to. So by the end of this class, nobody should have anything lower than a B in this class. And most of you will probably be sporting an A of some sort. Grade progress reports. All right, my biggest encouragement here, guys, is this. check Skyward. If you don't know how to sign on to Skyward, probably today, if we have time, I'm going to go ahead and be getting everybody onto the computers, and I'm going to make sure that you know how to access Skyward so you can check your grades. How many people here are familiar with Skyward? Just raise your hand. All right, not as many as I need. I need you to all do that. That's going to be one of the goals for the class, is that when you come in, you're going to know what's going on within the class, and you're going to be able to check your grades on Skyward. Basically what it does is it shows every grade that I entered into the grade book. It's updated directly into Skyward. So at any time, if you want to know what assignments you have, what grade you have your assignments, what assignments are missing, you can access it in that way and instantly know. Attendance. I try to make this really easy for you. I try to set it up so this is an elective. I want it to be an enjoyable class. You already have a lot of stuff to do transitioning from 6th into 7th grade. So I'm going to go ahead and try to set it up so most of the work that you do is in class. There will be a few assignments, like some interviews with parents that I'll give you and stuff like that, where you may need to do a little bit of work outside of class. But in general, if you have homework, it's probably because you weren't using your time wisely in class. Just take that into consideration. Because of that, don't miss class. If you miss class, you're going to have added assignments. And that's not a good thing. So show up for class. I'm also going to have study buddies setting up next class. And they're basically people that you will be set up with. And if you miss a class, they're the people that you're going to go to first before you come to me. A lot of times between classes, I don't have time to answer all your questions in the depth that it needs to. But if you have a friend who is paying attention, they'll be able to guide you and give you at least the base information so you can catch up on it when you come into class. Hall passes. All right, you get 4 per class, guys, or 4 per semester. And because this is either going to go, I think we're going to do trimesters, you're actually getting on average more passes than the rest of the school is going to be getting in this class. Just use it wisely. Sadly enough, there's sometimes students that use the hall passes as an excuse just to get out of class and roam the halls, and I don't want that. If you need to use more than 4 hall passes, I will provide you the opportunity to take more, but I'm going to hold you after class and have you do some work here. And basically it's the opinion of, if you really need to use a pass that badly, then you should have no problem at all going ahead and spending a little bit of your time after class going ahead and taking care of things. Punctuality. Guys, this is important. When you come into class, I'm going to have the instructions up on the board. It might be simply as go and pick up some pieces of paper. It might be find your name on the desk. It might be get this material ready and be ready to go when the bell rings. But I need you to follow the instructions up there. When the bell rings, I take attendance. And if you're walking in the door or you're on the other side of the room talking with somebody, you're not ready for class and you're holding everybody else up. I'll also usually have a timer up on the board, and that timer is counting down from when the bell rings. So you should know pretty exactly when the bell is going to ring and when you need to be ready. Food and drink, don't bring it. We're not allowed to have food in the classrooms anyhow, and it just causes a mess, especially with the computers. And for drinks, I will take into consideration that you will be able to bring water into the classroom, straight clear water in a clear bottle. And once again, that's school rules anyhow. That has a top on it. Please do not bring Gatorade. Please do not bring Propel. All of that stuff doesn't count as water. And also you need to keep it at your desk. We're not going to be taking it anywhere near the computers. Computers and water, they just don't mix that well. So please be careful with that. And last but not least, computer use. Alright guys, these computers are about 6 years old. They're actually in really good condition. But in businesses, most computers are retired after 3 years. So these have basically twice the lifespan of what computers are expected to do with heavy use. They're in such a good condition because every single student who's used them before you has taken really good care of them. I would like you to do the same. If you have a problem with them, there's something that isn't working, tell me. I don't care if you know how to correct it yourself. I am responsible for getting these things, maintenance on these things, and if you tell me there's a problem with them, and I hear that once or twice in a row, or I have to fix it once or twice in a row, I can get the IT department in here to go ahead and fix them as quickly as possible. If you know how to fix it and you just do it yourself, I don't know about it, and it's that problem that's just going to keep compounding over time, and suddenly we've got a broken machine that we can't fix. So please just be aware of that, and tell me if you have any problems with it. I want to give your attention to this piece. Games and surfing the web are not allowed. That is pretty much one of the only ways that you will get a referral in this class, is if I find you playing video games in class. I know it's a huge temptation. It's something that's, even sometimes I'm tempted. If I'm have some free time, I'm bored or something like that, or the class isn't engaging, I'll just play on this flash site for a little bit and then I'll come back to work. It's not appropriate for school. And I'm just going to take any confusion out of it and any temptation. If I see you going ahead and playing any video games in class, it's just an automatic referral. Please don't do it. And hold other students to it as well. With that being said, those are the general rules for class. What I need for you to do right now is please go ahead and flip this over and take a look at what is on the back. What this is called Remind 101, and it's an opportunity for you to get set up for basically a text messaging subscription piece. The nice thing about it is I don't get to know your phone numbers, I don't want to know your phone numbers, and you don't have to use mine. What I end up doing is I go to the site that I'll show you in a little bit, and basically after you've subscribed to it, you will be listed on that site. And if I need to send a text message out reminding you that you have an assignment due next class, or that maybe we have a DNF grading period coming up, I can send it out to you and anybody who's subscribed to it, so you or your parents. And it'll just appear as a text on your phone. And it's a nice little reminder. I can also go ahead and set up reminders in the future. So let's say that I want to remind you on Monday to bring an assignment into class, or on Monday that you're supposed to bring in a picture that you found. I can go ahead and set it up so that automatically on Sunday evening it'll be texted out to you, so you'll be reminded in that way. So you'll just be ready to go on Monday and you won't forget it at all. So for this class, this is not going to be the same for other classes, but for fourth period only, what you'll do is you'll type this number into your phone and you'll send this text, the @28AE2, or whatever code is included on your particular class. And when you do that, it will send you a text back asking you for your name. And just type your name in and it'll be put in the subscription piece. Now I want you to realize that you're not going to get spammed with anything. This is actually set up for educators to be able to use this as a communications technique, and it's basically the same thing as the robocalls, but I think a little bit more effective than that. And if at any time you don't want to get these anymore, all you have to do is text in unsubscribe, and you don't have to get it anymore, and it'll be out of your hair. So with that being said, thanks for listening, and those are the basic rules of the classroom and how to get set up for the Remind 101.